In this exercise, we will prepare a flood inventory map of Assam. During the preparation of this map, we will learn data loading of shape and CSV files. Next, we will learn how to export CSV to shapefile format. Following that, we will learn how we can clip the area of our interest, which can be a polygon and points using geoprocessing toolbox. Then we will proceed to classify our point values or our polygon values using attribute table. Next, we will learn symbology editing for polygon and point features. Then with all these data, when our map is prepared, we will learn how we can interpret that map and the data loaded. In the final stage of this exercise, I will teach you how you can prepare map or print layout for your data. Our first step will be to add shapefile data and clip out the area of our interest, which will be Assam state boundary. For that, go to layer, click on add layer and then select add vector layer. Browse the folder where I have provided you shapefiles of all Indian states with name India underscore ADMN1. Open that, click on add and close. Then activate select tool or select features by area or, or single click and click on the administrative boundary of Assam state. We will save the selected layer for our work. For that, go to layers panel, right click on ind underscore admin, move to export and then select save selected features as. This option helps you clip out the area of your interest. Then, as we all know, our format will be shapefile. Give any file name by browsing through these three dots on the right. You have the choice of changing the geometry from automatic to polygon, then press OK. You will see another layer with only Assam admin boundary is displayed on the screen. Now we can delete the IND admin layer by right click and remove layer option. We are now left with the Assam state boundary left on the screen. Now let's add a CSV file with the location of floods that. For that, go to layer, click on add layer and then select add delimited text layer. Browse to the folder with name flood data and open Indian flood inventory ifi.csv. Check the option custom delimiters in the file format and point coordinates in geometry definition. Also check the CSV file in the sample data section. In severity column, change the format type to integer 64-bit because we are going to classify our data according to severity. So it should be an integer for that purpose. You can also make similar changes to other columns that you want to use for classification or data analysis. Here I am going to use the drop down arrow on the right of the tab for this modification. Once you are done, click add and close. As this data is CSV, we need to change it to the shape file. For that, go to layers panel, right click on Indian flood inventory file, move to export and then select save feature as. Provide file name and save as type should be ISRI shapefile. Press OK. Let's remove the CSV file. Now make the Assam state boundary as transparent. Go to symbology by right clicking on the layer and click on simple fill change fill color to transparent. If you want, you can also change the boundary color. Now we need the floods that occur in the Assam state and we'll clip out the same. For that, again activate select tool or select features by area or single click and click on the administrative boundary of Assam state. Once it is highlighted, go to vector tool in the menu toolbar. There select geoprocessing tool and select clip. First our input will be Indian floods and overlay layer will be Assam state boundary. Always remember to check the box with selected features only. Then click run and close. You got the clipped layer here. Remove the India floods layer. So when you click on the clipped layer, you can see a tooth-like icon on the right of it. This indicates that layer is temporary and will disappear if you close the project. So to make it permanent, right click on the layer and click on make permanent option. A similar window will appear to save it permanently. I am performing the similar steps. You must be familiar with these steps by now. Rename it by right clicking on the layer. So now our second step would be to edit symbology. Before you edit symbol, I suggest all of you to open the attribute table of the Assam floods layer and observe the data and select any two parameters that you want to show on your map. I am going to use human fatalities and severity for this analysis. So once you have decided the parameters, right click on Assam flood layers and open symbology. There, change single symbol to graduated. Use human fatalities in value. Select equal interval mode of classification and click classify. You can modify the number of classes and choose the color ramp of your choice. If you observe here, we have used color to represent different range of values of human fatalities. What if we want to show the increase in severity of this event with increase in the size of these circles? Because we don't want to give multiple symbols for different parameters when we can use one. If this is not clear to you now, it will become clear in few minutes. For that, go to symbol, click on configure symbol. Symbol settings will appear on your screen. Then click on simple marker, change its color to transparent. Because we want to modify the size of these circles to represent the severity, click on the icon on the right side of the size tab. Go to assistant there. So now you can see another window with name, symbol, size. Give the input and source as severity from the drop down menu. Click on refresh button and it will take values from the attribute table which is between 1 and 2. You can now see circles of different sizes appear on the screen. It is very important to change the output size from null to any value. I am giving 2.2. Otherwise, in legend of your final map layout, these symbols won't appear. You can make other changes in the output as well in case you want to explore. I highly recommend that. I hope the symbology is more clear to you at this point. If you're still confused, wait a little bit. Now we also want to show the values that represent different sizes. So right click and go to symbology. In this window on the right bottom you will find advanced option. Open drop down menu and click on data defined size legend. Click on collapsed legend to activate and explore other option too. Click OK then apply OK. So now let's try to understand this map. First, let's take the red circles. You can see a lot of red circles with different sizes. Bigger the size of the circle, higher the severity it represents, with human fatalities between 0 and 225. Let's add base to the map now. For this, go to Web, click on Quick Map Services, go to ISRI and select ISRI satellites. Can anyone guess what is this big river flowing in the state? Yes, it's Brahmaputra. So there is a lot of flood events happening in Brahmaputra. As I zoom in, I want to give small modification to the symbology that I opted before. Okay, what happens if I represent and classify severity by color and human fatalities by size? Let's make it opposite to what we have done before. I am performing here the same steps. Those who could not follow before, please concentrate here again. I'm just making opposite choices now. So once you use this assistant option, it will appear yellow. I want to change here the output size of these circles. Now let's add label to these circles, which will be based on the main cause. I hope you all remember how we can format the text. We can use placement option here and decide the offset of these labels from points. Once you are done, click on apply and OK. Now let's create the final map layout in which we will have grid, scale, north arrow, etc. For this, go to project and then select layout manager. Click on create, give it a name and press OK. So whatever data you have created in the workspace, using that you will create layout. For this, click on add item of the menu toolbar here. Click on add map. Use mouse to drag the rectangular shape. You can activate the map inside the rectangle by clicking on move item content in the side toolbar. You can adjust the extent using the mouse scroll after clicking this. So to inactivate content of map, click on select move item on the side toolbar. You can see a panel on the right of the screen. This is where you are going to edit all the properties of map layout. First, go to item properties, adjust extent. Start by adjusting the extent of the map so that it fits into this rectangular box and you don't have extra space in your map. It might take few seconds to adjust to that extent. Follow the steps on the screen. We are going to continue these steps in our future exercises as well. So there will be a lot of revision for this. Add scale bar to your map. Go to add item and click on add scale bar. Use mouse to drag the rectangular shape. Add frame and background color to the scale bar. Place the scale bar. Change scale bar units, label unit multiplier and label for units. Again, let's add legend. Go to add item and click on add legend. Create a rectangular box with the help of mouse. Use mouse to place it. Drag it where you can see all the items properly. Remove all the unwanted items in your legend, clicking on legend items, and use the minus icon at the bottom to complete the task. Let's add one more column to our legend. We can also do it automatically by increasing the number of columns, and another way to do it by double clicking on the legend item from where you want to start a new column. One thing you all must note that whichever item you are editing, be it a scale, be it a north arrow, or be it a legend, that must be selected in your workspace. Then only you will see the item properties appearing on the right hand side tab. Here I am using first severity range for this. When this window opens, scroll down and there you will find an option with columns which says start a new column before this item. Check the box if you want to do that. See, the legend will split from the same items into two. You can do it for different values for creating multiple columns. Go back and rename the item by double clicking and retyping the name. Type the title for your legend. You can check different arrangements. Now I will move to next property, which is fonts and text formatting. There are different items like legend title, group headings, subgroup headings, and item labels that you can have in your legend. So use these options into the format to format the text, size and style of the font. I suggest you try with all these options. In this case, we do not have group of legends, so we will modify the title, which is legend, subgroup, Assam floods, and item, all the remaining text font. Go to spacing option and you can see several other options. Let's see what happens when we modify them one by one. Because we have only title, subgroup and item, we will only modify for them now. But we'll check for others too. Adjust them according to your choice. I am checking these options so that you can understand what is happening when we modify a particular thing in legend. Add frame to the legend by ticking the box and change thickness and color of the border. I want to keep the background color as it is. I want to make other modifications in the legend spacing and also in items text. Now everything fits well. You can always modify the position and size of the legend as a whole. Get back to our map, add frame to it and change thickness. One thing to be noted is that whatsoever feature you are editing, that must be selected in your layout workspace, otherwise item properties option will disappear. Now let's create a grid of this map. Click on grids, click on plus icon to add grid and then click on modify grid. Now change grid type to any of your choice. I am using frame and annotations only. Adjust the interval for x and y value or longitude and latitude values for your map. For frame style, I prefer interior text. Adjust frame size, margin thickness and color. Click on draw coordinates. You can provide instruction where you want the label of latitude and longitudes. I prefer left and top, so I am disabling on others. Modify font style and size as you like. Change coordinate precision to modify the color of the frame for the map scale bar. I am using yellow because it looks better in green background. Repeat the same for the border of region. Next, add north arrow to the map. Go to SVG browser and search arrow options and select any north arrow of your choice. Change its stroke color and fill color. Add frame to it and modify its thickness and color. Use your mouse to drag the north arrow to place it properly and adjust it. Add frame, change its color to yellow and background to the north arrow. Next, add label. On the side toolbar, use add label, or you can go to add item for the same option to add title to your map. Create a rectangular box with the help of mouse. Use mouse to place it. On the right, in item properties, format the label. Give it appropriate name, Assam Flood Inventory 1985 to 2016. Change the font style size. Keep its horizontal and vertical alignment as center and middle. Add frame and background to it. Finally, now let's export our map to JPEG. For that, go to Layout and select Export as Image. Save it to your desired location. You can also save your map to other formats such as PDF using the same process. This is the final JPEG of Assam flood inventory map that we have prepared so far. Please also share your outcomes once you are done making this map. Till then, happy learning. See you in the next exercise.